Hola, chicos y chicas. Habla Señora Jenny, and I want to talk to you about the supplementary packet that I handed out to you last week. This supplementary packet is very important, and you all should be reviewing it every night. Break it up into little pieces. If you know this material, you will get A's on quizzes and tests. Let's look at this because we have another quiz coming up tomorrow, Friday, September 5th, on the interrogative question words. All right, so let's look. What are we studying? It's the Para Empezar chapter of your book, pages 1 through 13, in the textbook, which you have received. You can follow right along in your textbook as well. We're looking at adjective agreement. We're looking at the verbs ser and serde, to be from. Okay, we're looking at present tense, A-R-E-R-I-R verb endings. We're looking at question words and adverbs and expressions of frequency, which this we'll do next week. All right. Tomorrow and today, we have been working on the question words. Let's review what's on this supplementary packet. All right. This is like a study packet for you. This is really important. Take it out, read it, look at it. All right. The pictures. These pictures are awesome. This is on our vocab list. These are what our adjectives are that we have. What are you like? Como eres? Como eres? I saw on a quiz just recently, somebody wrote como eres as in who is it? It's not who is it. It's what are they like, using the verb ser to express a permanent characteristic of what they're like. Okay? So let's look at our adjectives. Deportista. Check out the spelling on these. A lot of you had terrible misspellings on these words. All right, it's important if you just take a peek. Atrevidos, daring, they're all right here for you. Gracioso, funny. And don't forget, you're going to change these endings if it's male or female. Old, young. ¿Qué más? What else do we have on here? Hard worker. Okay. We have our hard worker. Don't forget the endings. Check these out. This packet was made for you so that you would make it studying easy for you. You don't even have to search through the book. It's all right here. Sociable. Hablador. Sociable, talkative. Disorganized. Desordenado. Paciente. Impaciente. Perezoso or perezosa. Talentoso, talentosa. Ordenado, ordenada. Simpático, friendly, reservado, shy. And in class, most of you seem to be pretty good with these. On this last quiz we took, though, when we did the opposites, it looked like a lot of you had forgotten these words, or maybe perhaps didn't even look over them. Inteligente, estudioso, estudiosa, seria, serio, guapo, guapa, bajo, alta. Okay? Look these over. Make sure you understand how they change for masculine and feminine. Right. Page 2 on this supplementary packet is a great guide for the agreement rules. How do they change? How do the adjectives change when they're singular and plural? This is something you want to take a look at. I love this because it breaks it down into the word endings. Adjectives that end in O. What happens to them? What happens to them, masculine and feminine? And then over here on this side, look, it's all of our words from the chapter that we're doing that apply or that use this rule. How awesome is that? Adjectives that end in E. What happens to adjectives that end in E? We add S for both masculine and feminine. And look, right here, here are our words from our chapter. How excellent is that? Let's go down one. Adjectives that end in N. We talked about joven up on the board the other day, and we talked about the accent in jovenes. What do? We add es for both. Very easy. Very easy. Adjectives that end in or. What do we do with them? Feminine, they change to a and as. Masculine changes to es. Okay? For plural, if it's more than one. Muy bien. And we talked about the ista ending. Ista. All we have to do is add an S for the ista and deportista or deportistas, whether it's plural. All right, so check these out. Here are our words. Here are the endings. This supplementary packet should be your friend. If you're learning a foreign language, you have to spend at least 15 minutes a night looking over your material and studying your vocabulary words. The verb ser, to be. This was a major problem on our little quiz today when we did to be from, ser de, or yo soy, ellos son. Many of you forgot that plural takes the son. When there's more than one person, you have to use son. That was an important one. And we're going to do an additional practice in class on the verb ser. You guys seem to be really strong with it in class, but then when you had to write it, it was a different story. We need to know yo soy, tú eres, él, ella, usted es, nosotros somos, and ellos son. So this one was a big problem. When they're talking about two different people, like Pablo y Ana son. It's two people. You have to use son. All right, we'll talk about this in class, and we'll do another practice on that. Muy bien. ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más? More photos. Here are our verbs. These are our verbs from the chapter. I'm going to bump this down because we can't read this. Okay, muy bien. All right. This is the verbs to say action, our action words. What do we do? Charlar, to chat. Cocinar, to cook. Correr, to run. And we've talked about a lot of these in class. Dibujar, to draw. Esperar para, to wait for. Leer revistas. Montar en monopatín. We even remember we did the Quizlet review on these. Pasar tiempo con amigos. And that's another great resource for you guys. You can get a free account. I'm going to spell it out here. A lot of you said you had used it and you knew what it was. Quizlet. Here it is. Quizlet. All you have to do is type in the book name, Realidades Dos. You're using Realidades Dos. And your chapter is Para Empezar. It's listed up at the top of this packet. You type that in, and every single word will pop up on Quizlet. You can test yourself. You can play games. There's an app on your phone that you can use. Okay, you got to start to use all of the options available to you. So we have our verbs, our AR, ER, IR verb review. Muy bien. And here they are. Here are the verbs that are in the unit separated out for you. AR, ER, and IR verbs that were on the above list. Excelente. And you guys seem to have a strong grasp with the endings of the verbs. Remember what we said? AR verbs. Everybody seemed pretty strong on this. Yo always goes to O. The AR verbs have all the A endings. The ER verbs, they have all the E endings. And the IR verbs also have the E endings, except for the nosotros form. And the nosotros form in this one has the I ending. We'll bump down and look at that. There's a chart down here below that. Everybody seemed pretty strong with that, but let's look and review. Okay, here it is. Here are all of the endings in a really nice little chart, right in your supplementary packet. AR, ER, IR in the yo form, and as we said, they all go to O. The to form, AR verbs go to the A ending, as, and then we have ES, the E endings. Okay, the usted form, here they are, the A ending, the E ending, the E ending, which is what we just talked about above, LA usted, and then we have our nosotros forms. Here's our over here, nosotros, amos, amos, and emos. This is the one that I was telling you to be careful with. With the IR verb, don't get tripped up. That nosotros form will go to emos with the I. Otherwise, they follow everything that we just said. The ustedes, the ellos, the ellas, they follow the same endings. The A endings, the E endings, the E endings. Okay, muy bien. Review this chart. This is a great chart. Tape it in your notebook. Put it in the front, tape it in the front cover of your textbook. Okay, muy bien, muy bien. Ah, the interrogatives. All right, we're going to have a quiz on this. We did some practice on this today. We're going to review a homework on it tomorrow. You need to review these. Donde, where, que, what, cuál, which, por qué, the one that's two separate words is why. Remember, one word, por qué, is because. Quién, who, whom, cómo, how, as in cómo estás, cuándo, when, or cuánto, cuánta, cuántos, cuántas, how much or how many. These are very important. You need to review these. All right, and down here it's giving you some information that we discussed in class. De donde, from where, or a donde, to where. We talked about that. All right, muy bien. Que versus cuál. ¿Qué es esto? ¿Qué haces? What are you doing? Or cuál. ¿Cuál es su número? What is your, ¿cuál es su nombre? What is your name? All right, let's review these. Que is used with nouns and cuál is used with verbs. That is very important. Que with nouns, cuál with verbs. Ta-da! That's a nice little rule to have. Okay. Excelente. ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más? All right. Here is a very handy table of interrogative words with examples. This is great. Check it out. Read it. This is a really great resource for you, and this is going to help you study for your quiz. You need to know what these words mean. ¿Quién? Ah, I almost forgot. What must an interrogative word always have? Ta-da! I don't know if my little pen here will work. They all have accents. They all have accents. When you write an interrogative word, you need to put the accent in. And of course, do not forget this. Remember your upside down question marks? Upside down question mark in the beginning, regular question mark at the end. Your question goes in the middle, and your interrogative word. They all have, look, accent marks. Ta-da! Ta-da! Check it out. Ta-da! Okay. And we talked about and reviewed that in class as well. Right, here are all the other ones. This is a great chart. This supplementary packet is awesome. Take it out, use it, read it, study it. Okay? Ciao, hasta mañana. See you guys tomorrow. I'm going to do one more practice with my little pen here. It's really hard to write with this little pen. Ciao. Ciao, chicos y chicas. Okay? Hasta mañana.